What's going on, everybody? Tom here with Beardo Sports. So I was going through some of my older videos, some that I posted earlier this year, and there was one video series, Bowling for Superstars, that I wanted to always combine into one single video. So that's what this is. It's a lot later than I wanted to do it, but I wanted to get it posted because I always said I was going to, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. If this is something that during the off season you guys would like to see, but let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys very soon. I have a new fun thing I want to try out. It's going to involve NCAA football and Madden. What I did is I made a list of the best rated Madden player on every single team. Now, granted, I made this list about a month and a half ago, so it has maybe changed since then. But at the time I made it, this is the list and where that player went to college. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take where that player went to college, bring that team into a mini bowling game on NCAA 25 against a random opponent. And whatever I score gives me the possibility of adding a player to my team. So if I get a strike, I get to pick any player from that team and add them to my roster. If I get a spare, I'll have a position wheel spin, and any position it lands on, I get the best player. Now that could be great, or I could get the best kicker on that team. So that one's kind of a mixed bag. If I get from a 9 to an 8, it will be a good wheel spin, which is I'm going to have a wheel of overalls that I get to pick from, or other positions, and I will get to spin that to pick a player. 7 to 5, I will have a risky wheel spin where it could get me a player that's a 65 rated, depending on where it lands. So it's going to be much more risky, could end up with a real stinker. And then if I get a 4 to a 0, I don't get anything. That team, I just don't get to pull anyone from, because if it's that bad, that's bad. So let's see what I can do with the bowling. We will go division by division. And then after I get the list, we will go in and we will start making some picks on who we're going to add to our team and how this is going to go. And then we're going to see if we can win a Super Bowl with the team I can create from bowling on Madden 25. Anyway, let's give this a shot, see how it goes, and let's have some fun. Keep in mind, I'm going to be a little rusty to start this one. Haven't played games in a little bit, but let's get started. The first team we're going to go with, Philadelphia Eagles. We're starting with the NFC East. So the Eagles' best player when I made this list was Lane Johnson out of Oklahoma. So let's go ahead and select Oklahoma and figure out who our opponent's going to be by random selection. All right, so Oklahoma, Lane Johnson's alma mater. Going to go ahead and hit random opponent, going against Stanford. So let's get this loaded up and see what we can do. We are loaded into our first team, the Eagles, going against the Cardinal. I want to try and get someone good here. I'd love to get some Saquon Barkley. I don't know if I'll get a touchdown on my first go here, but let's give this a shot. Boom, strike. Okay. That's going to be awesome. That's going to give me some serious issues on who I'm going to pick, because that's an any player. So that is my first try. I did a few warm-ups with different teams, but that was my first try on this one, and let's see if we can keep that going. I was very not good on my warm-ups either. So I randomized teams on my warm-ups, and it did not go that well. So that could be luck. All right. Terry McLaurin was the best player that I looked up for the Commanders at that time, and his alma mater is Ohio State. So we're going to go find Ohio State. Oh, wrong way. Ohio State. Randomize the opponent. Pitt. All right. Go ahead and give this one a try and see if we can pick up someone pretty awesome from the Commanders. All right, here we are. Commanders, Terry McLaurin, Ohio State. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. I'm going to go with... I have often picked passing plays because I really want to go for the strike. It has not always worked out, though. So let's see what we can get with the Commanders. Ohio State against Pitt. Oh, that was not a good... That was bad. That was bad. Okay, let's not make this a 0. Oh, boy. Let's try pistol. We'll try something. I can't. I'll take a spare, dude. Shit, at the moment, I'll take anything in a positive column. Oh, God. Nope. It's going to be, oh, God, a 5. A 5. Oh, that's the wheel of risk. That is not what I wanted. So that first one started out just great. Got something, got a strike with the Eagles, and now we turn around. 5 with the Commanders. Stupid. Okay, our next team, Cowboys, Micah Parsons. Penn State is where Micah Parsons went to school. So let's see if we can get some good from the Cowboys and score right away with Penn State. Randomizing our opponent is going to be Northwestern. Some of these are being really easy on me. And I'm just, either I'm being too aggressive or I'm out of practice. But, man, hasn't been looking so good so far. Here we are. Penn State. See if we can't get someone. Well, let's go. We'll go back with with gun. We're going to try a play action. This has not been working out super great for me, but maybe I'll get some luck. Okay, come on. In motion. Steps over. No, that was terrible. Oh, no. I am very, very rusty, if you can't tell. But that was stupid. All right, we got to get something. Better than a 5, okay? Can we not repeat what we did with the Commanders? Let's go. Is it the same play? No, similar. And a 0. Unbelievable. So the Cowboys, I get skunked. Yeah, so if anyone was thinking I was going to set this up to make myself a super team, clearly doesn't know my inability to play this game sometimes. Oh, that was bad. Oh, I am not happy with how that turned out. Next team, hopefully we can do a little bit better. Dexter Lawrence for the Giants, went to Clemson. So let's go ahead and get to Clemson, randomize our opponent, going against New Mexico. And let's see what we can do. The last two were god-awful. So I'm wondering if I try and maybe shoot for spare and maybe do some run plays, or maybe if they're running, I don't know, man. I don't know enough about some of these teams to really know how good maybe their run game might be. But you know what? We're going to try and run with Clemson and see if we can at least... Come on. Oh, strike. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, maybe not be doing all the passing. I don't think that means I get the Giants. Maybe that'll be a Malik Neighbors situation, depending on who we're going to be needing. But 2 strikes, a 5, and a 0. That is how the NFC East went to start us out today. And yeah, could have gotten a whole lot better. Could have been worse, but definitely could have been a whole lot better. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to go to the NFC North next. Okay, so first episode, we went over the rules. I'm going to go ahead and put those up on the screen now as far as what we need to do to get whatever players we can from each team. As the last episode went, the NFC East, we had the Eagles. Lane Johnson, Oklahoma, got a strike. Commanders, Terry McLaurin, Ohio State, got a 5, not great. Cowboys, Micah Parsons, Penn State, got a big old goose egg, so that's even worse. But we finished on a high note with Giants, Dexter Lawrence, Clemson, and got a strike. So we are going to move on today to the NFC North, starting with the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he went to USC. We'll randomize the opponent now. Kansas State. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. They're a very good team. So let's see if we can at least get something good going on here. Okay, here we are. Time to pick a play and get in this. Let's see here. We're going to try with a run play right off the bat. Oh, come on. Don't fumble. All right, we got an 8. Got an 8 so far. See if we can get in and get us a spare. That was a good start on the run play, powering through. Come on, get the spare. We got the spare. All right. Starting off, not as good as yesterday, but better, a whole lot better than it could have been. So that means we're going to get a spare to start off with the Lions. Next up is Justin Jefferson for the Vikings. Went to LSU. So here we are going to randomize their opponent. UCF. They did pretty good this year as far as a football team. I don't think they're as bad as what their ranking on the game shows, but I think they had a pretty good year. If I'm remembering right, it has been a minute. LSU, Justin Jefferson, the Vikings, trying to get ourselves an any, which would be awesome, because if I could get Justin Jefferson, oh, that would be killer. Running has been doing very good for me. We're going to try and stick with that. It doesn't mean it will continue, though. Okay, come on. No, don't. Oh, push. All right, 4. That's going to be a 0 if we can't gain any more yards. Because, like I said, on those rules, it does say a 4 to a 0 is the same thing. So let's hope that I can get a few more to at least get something. And we're going to go ahead and throw that short, intercepted. Oh, my God. So that's going to be a 0 from the Vikings. That 4 kills us. That's the thing I need to not do, is if I don't get there right away, I need to probably just try and get as many as I can if it's not going to be one of those better ones, and kind of maybe forego the idea of getting a spare, because that's going to kill us. All right, next up is Jair Alexander for the Packers. He is a graduate of Louisville. We'll go ahead and randomize their opponent as Wisconsin. Ooh, wow, Wisconsin, Green Bay, huh? All right. I'm hoping I start getting better as this goes on, because this, man, I have had some serious trouble. Let's go ahead and I-form. Like I said, we're going to kind of try and stick to the run. That seems like it's been doing better. And I might just have to kind of stick with this for now until I can... Oh, man, that's only a yard. Oh, no. Oh, that did not go well either. Okay, we are going to do a pass. I'm going to try and do this pass play to the running back. Oh, man, this is going to give me some anxiety right here. What is he? Okay. Open. He's open. Yes! Okay, 7. I will take a 7. I was hoping to get a 9, maybe even a spare, but a 7 is better than a 1 or a 0 or anything like that. So a 7 is a 7. Whew, okay. So a 7 is, it is a risk wheel spin, but I will take a risk wheel spin over a nothing. So, oh man. I maybe made this a little too hard for myself based on my skill level, which is currently pretty low, especially with my lack of playing in recent months. Next up for the Bears, Kevin Byard III. He went to Middle Tennessee. Let's randomize. Going against Akron. Well, at least it's a bad team against a bad team, because if I was going against someone better, this would probably not end up very well for me. All right, here we are. Kevin Byard, Middle Tennessee, representing for the Bears. We're going to start with a run play up the left and see if we can at least pick up a decent amount of yards. Or, no, okay, 3 yards. Oh, man, I should have cut up faster than that. I think I'm going to stick to the run. That was a good play. That was just my bad on the... I did a bad job, not them. Come on. Oh, yes, go. Yes, all right, another spare. Hell yeah. All right, so we did not skunk on that one. We got ourselves a spare with Middle Tennessee, rounding out the NFC North, going spare for the Lions. Unfortunately, skunked for the Vikings because we got a 4. And then Packers got a 7. Bears got a spare. So let's go ahead and move on to the NFC South. Starting us out for the NFC South for the Falcons, Jesse Bates III played at Wake Forest. Randomized their opponent, Michigan. Ah, damn it. I don't like that. Okay, so here we are, Wake Forest against one of the best defenses. 90 rated Michigan defense against a Wake Forest offense that's, I think, rated 80 is what I saw. So let's see. I'm going to start off with a run play. I want to try and pick up something. I don't want to get skunked, but at the same time, this defense is good. And we got a yard. Okay, we're going to have to go a little bit more ballsy on this next one. I'm going to do this fork. I like the tight. I think that's a tight end going out and in. Let's give this a shot. Oh, man, I don't have a lot of confidence in this, but... No, I floated it, and that's a 1, and that's a nothing. Damn, man. That was bad. That was just bad play on my part. Sucks. All right, next up for the Buccaneers, Tristan Wirfs went to Iowa. Randomize, we're going to get Tulsa. So hopefully we have a better team this time. Maybe it'll make it a little easier for me. That last one, the last few have been pretty rough on me. So let's see. We got to get something though. This is important. All right, here we are, Iowa, representing Tristan Wirfs for the Bucks. We are going to try a pass play, which have not been going well. But you never know. It could change right now. Maybe I'll suck less for once. Not likely. But here we go. Throw the ball, cuts up, and dives forward 7 to get us started. That is huge. That means at the moment, we are at least getting a bad wheel spin. If we can get a 1 point higher or something here, we will get ourselves either a good wheel spin or we'll get a spare, and I'll get the even better. Spare for Iowa. Way to represent. Hell yes. Okay, so we are very up and down. It's either great or it's crap. So let's keep going and see if we can at least get enough players to make a team at this point with how I've been doing. Next up is going to be the Saints. Demario Davis went to Arkansas State. Let's randomize their opponent. USC. It's going to make it a lot harder than I was hoping it would be. But we can hopefully get something going here. Get some progress. So we had some good plays on the last one. Got ourselves in. Try and do an underneath like I did before. Let's find something that'll work for us. So this is a similar play to what we used last time to at least get down to the 7. So it's an inside cross. Try and get it and get someone at least a few yards downfield. Right there. Not going to get a touch. Not going to get the touchdown, but give me an 8. Dude, hell yes. Hell yes. That's what I'm talking about. I will take that. Now we got to try and get this spare real quick. Come on, get in there. Oh, did he get it? No, but he got a 9. I mean, honestly, the 8 and the 9 are basically the same. But hey, a 9, that's a good wheel spin. I will take that. That is gonna be much more beneficial than what some of this other stuff we've had going on. So, all right, moving on. The last for the NFC South is the Carolina Panthers. Their best player at the time I made the list was Derek Brown. He is a graduate of Auburn. And their randomized team that they are going against is Texas. Well, Auburn's a good team, but damn, really, Texas? Come on. Jeez. Let's make it harder on myself. Those inside passes have been working, so I might be trying that again here. So I picked out another play. It's a shallow crosser. Those have been working pretty well, getting me down the field at least to a point where I could get a spare, and I've gotten close to possibly getting a strike with them. So let's keep that going. It's been working for us. Motion, hike. We're going to just have to pass it. Get rid of it. Oh, he got 0. Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't like that at all. We're going to try another inside cross. I just want to get something here. We got 0 to start. Try and get someone the ball. Float it. Caught. Yes. Spare. I'll take it. All right. Ending out the South with a spare. So we only had one skunk on the last 2 rounds, which was the Vikings and the Falcons, which is, it's more than I want. Right now I'm averaging 1 per division, which is not a good thing because I need to have enough players to really build up a team here. So on the next one, which I think I'll be able to get a few more done in a row here, is going to be the NFC West, and then I will probably shift over to the AFC East for our next and kind of go in that order. And then I might do 3 in a row and then do a whole episode of just spins to build our team and get ourselves moving on to the next section, which is the Madden section. I'm going to throw up the rules once again real quick and show you where we have been sitting after the first 2 episodes. So let's get into this one and see if we can add some more good players to our soon-to-be Madden team. All right, so next up is the NFC West. So we've already completed the NFC East, North, and South. NFC West is next, and then AFC East, and we'll just keep moving down in the same order we did the NFC with. So, NFC West, Cardinals. Budda Baker is their highest rated on Madden, and he went to Washington. So we're going to go ahead and choose Washington and select by random the opponent. Virginia Tech. All right, that should be a fun one. All right, let's move on to the game. Load it in. We're going to try and do some running plays to start off. I want to try and get a strike. I haven't gotten a strike since the NFC East, so we'll see. Maybe I can get lucky. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Get the, oh, I just didn't break through the hole fast enough. Starts us off with a 4, but leads us with the issue of the possibility of not getting anything. So, with a 4, which can be dangerous, we're going to try another run play. I need to get at least a couple yards. Come on, come on. Okay, 5. A 5 isn't good, but a 5 is better than a 4 because a 4 means we don't get to pick anything, whereas a 5 is a risky wheel spin. So, not the greatest start to today's play, but we'll move on. The Rams are going to be next. All right, so something I did not notice is Cooper Kupp is the highest rated for the Rams. While he might be traded this offseason, he's still a member, and he is still technically the highest rated. Unfortunately, he played for Eastern Washington, which is not in College Football 25. So, to kind of keep it close, I'm going to still keep him on there. He is the highest rated. However, the second highest rated is Puka Nacua. While he did not go to Eastern Washington, he did go to Washington. So we're going to be playing with Washington 2 times in a row here, and that will be the representative for the Rams for this game, since I did not have the opportunity to use Eastern Washington. So we'll randomize their opponent again now. Now we're going against Louisiana Tech. Maybe I'll do a little bit better with Washington this time versus having a better team last. So let's get this done. So I'm going to try something similar. It is going to be a run play again. This might be a bad idea. It did not go that well. Part of it was my own mistakes. So let's see if we can get something going here. Nope, that was worse, and we gained nothing. Ooh, can we not have problems like this, please, for the love of God? All right, we're going to try some inside crosses and see if we can get... I need to get at least 5 again. I can't believe I screwed that up. Okay, so we got there. Push forward, 7. All right, it's actually going to end up being the same as the 5. So 2 kind of risky situations there. Same team. Poor play on my part. I think I'm going to change up how I've been doing stuff a little bit going forward. I need to get a strike, man. I haven't gotten a strike since the Giants on day 1. So, all right, let's move on. Seahawks coming up next. DK Metcalf, another player who might not be with his team in the next season because he has requested a trade. But let's go ahead and play with DK Metcalf's college team, Ole Miss. Randomize the college we're playing against, Nebraska. So this should be a little bit of a tough one. Not too terrible, hopefully. But let's see what we can do with Ole Miss representing the Seahawks and DK Metcalf. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try a play action. It does have inside cross under the center. So we'll see. Maybe this will get me something good, and I can get some good yardage here. Yes, go, go, go. Yes, touchdown, strike, our first strike since day 1, and that's going to be Ole Miss. That means I get to pick any Seahawk I want, and that does count as DK Metcalf because he's currently on the roster and has not been traded yet. Haha. Oh boy. So there we go. I am stoked to get my first strike in a minute. Oh my goodness. That was a good play. I like that play. I like it a lot. All right, moving on. Next up is going to be the 49ers. For Stanford, Christian McCaffrey was the highest rated. Regardless of his injury, the highest rated on there. There's going to be a ton of guys that I'd like to get from the 49ers. There's a lot of really good players on there. So my hope is I will get something going here. So let's go ahead and randomize. We're going to go up against Ball State. They have a 66 defense, so hopefully that means we get a strike for our second in a row. So this is a similar play to the last one we did. We have the crossing, looks like with tight end Taylor, and then you have running back coming out of the backfield. And one going across. So let's see if we can get some good yardage here, or maybe get... Nope, I shouldn't have thrown it there. Shouldn't have thrown it there. That was 0. And I knew that was a bad decision from the exact start. Oh, that was stupid. Okay. I don't want to skunk on the Niners. Please don't skunk on the Niners. Come on. All right, next try here. Screw it. I'm going to run. Oh, okay. A 6, I should have cut up a little bit, but a 6 is better than a 0. So we'll mark it down as a 6. That'll complete the NFC. So we're going to move on to the AFC next and start out with the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen is the highest rated for the Buffalo Bills. He went to Wyoming. Wyoming will start with the run going up the right side. Cut back left. Didn't get very far, 2 yards.
Oh, could be a 0. I just need to get a few more yards to get myself a chance. Okay, play number 2. We got to get at least 3 yards to get something. Cut, cut, cut. Go. 4. All right, so I got skunked. That sucks. Did not go well. Oh, boy. Not a good way to start the AFC. But moving on to the Miami Dolphins. Moving on, Tyreek Hill is the highest rated for the Dolphins. Unfortunately, he played for West Alabama, which means I can't play as his college. It is not in the game. So, second to him by only 1 point is Jalen Ramsey. I will keep Tyreek Hill listed as the highest rated because he is. But Jalen Ramsey went to Florida State, which is in the game. So, we're going to go ahead and use Florida State, randomize, and we're going to be playing against Minnesota. I've been liking the inside crosses. We're going to try this again. Florida State against Minnesota, representing Miami, which is cool that it's in Florida. Wide open. Go, go, and a strike. All right. So we start out the AFC with a skunk and then follow it up with a strike for the Dolphins. Right, next up for the AFC is the Jets. Sauce Gardner, their highest rated, went to Cincinnati. I know for a fact we're probably going to be seeing Cincinnati again. But we'll go ahead and randomize their opponent. Baylor is who we're going against right now. Here we are, Cincinnati against Baylor. I have really been liking any kind of crossing play, so we're going to go with this mesh dig. It is another crossing play. See if we can get someone open. At least catch it. Yes, all right. He got 8 yards right off the bat. Let's see if we can finish this off with a run up the middle, get ourselves into the end zone for a spare. That would be a good recovery from our first skunking. Run up the middle, push, push, truck, and we got ourselves a spare. That's what I'm talking about. So the Jets, we get a good one there, and we get a spare. Next up is the Patriots. Jabril Peppers, the highest rated for the Patriots. He went to Michigan. We'll randomize the opponent, Arkansas State. See if we can end out the East with another strike. That would be pretty awesome because that would mean we have 3 out of the 4 going really well. Granted, that first one was real crappy, but let's see if we can get this done. All right, I had a little trouble finding a crossing play, but we're going to try this. I kind of like this this play with the running back. I'm going to keep an eye on him and see if we can get him open. Nope, that was terrible, and that was an interception. Oh, my God. So now we really got... Come on. All right. This place called Omaha. So, Peyton Manning, one of my favorite players of all time. Let's get something out of this, okay? Got rid of the ball, cut up the middle. They brought a blitz, and we got a guy open. We got ourselves a spare. Awesome way to end the AFC East. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. AFC North, the Steelers. TJ Watt went to Wisconsin. We are going to be going up against random West Virginia. So let's take Wisconsin to West Virginia, or the other way around. It doesn't really matter. We're playing in a practice facility. So let's see what we can do. Starting off the AFC North. We found ourselves an inside cross play. This likes to get people open. It does not always work, but it has had a higher percentage of doing a lot better. They got some guys on fire already. Let's see what we can get done here. Nope. Oh, he did catch it, and we're going to cut up, and we got the strike. Oh, that was dangerous, but it worked out. We will get a strike for the Steelers right off of the bat. Coming off of our 3rd strike of the day and our 4th completed frame in a row, we're now going with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson went to Louisville. We're going to randomize, and we'll be going against South Carolina. This is a similar play. It is a crossing play. It's an under, though. See if we can get one of these tight ends open, or maybe one of the guys on the outside. So let's see what we can do for Baltimore using Louisville. Throw it to on the run and intercepted. That was a bad choice on my part. All right, we got to get at least 5 yards here. Gonna do the inside cross. It's a little bit shorter. Probably gonna go in for Redmond or Johnson. The tight ends again. He looks like he's going to get open, but not going to get enough. And a 3, and we're going to get, after 4 closeouts in a row, we get skunked again using the Ravens. That sucks because I could have really used someone from the Ravens. All right, next up, the Bengals. Joey B, Joe Burrow, LSU. We're going to go ahead and randomize the opponent. Ball State. We have 92 offense going against a 66 defense. Please, for the love of God, can we make up for that disaster for the Ravens on the last try? We're going to try a play action boot over to the side and see if we can get something going this way. Maybe a little bit of trickery. No, and got hit. So we start with a 0. Doesn't mean it's over. It just means I've got to not screw up this time. All right, we're going to try this one here. Oh, I don't like it. Can you call a timeout? Nope. I cannot really change anything. I decided I did not like this play, but we are stuck with it, and we're going to go for it. Oh, he got open. Come on, cut up, and a spare. That's, yes. Okay. Whoo-hoo. So we did make up for it. We got a little tricky there, but with the Bengals, we will get a spare. I just hope I don't land on anyone in their defense. Just kidding. They do have some good defensive players, not that many. Okay, next up, for the AFC North, last team in the North, the Browns. Myles Garrett went to Texas A&M. We'll randomize the opponent. Going against Texas. Fantastic. This shouldn't be hard at all. All right, we're going to go to our old throwback, the inside cross. It does usually do pretty well for us. So going against such a highly rated defense, and with how I've been playing today, very inconsistent. I'm going to use my good one here. Let's see. Get rid of the ball. Throw it. Cut up. Okay, 3 yards. I didn't want him to go out of bounds, but he did. But we got our 3 to start. We are going to try and do a run play. Maybe we'll get in. I don't know, but I need to get at least 2 yards. Let's get at least 2 yards. What do you say? Ooh, that's an opening. That's an opening. Oh, we almost got up there. A 7. Hoping to get an 8. 7 is still good. We still got a spin. We'll be all right. And that's going to give us the Browns with a 7 to round out the AFC North. So, as we finish off the episode, this is how we did with our 3 rounds today. Starting with the NFC West, we had the Cardinals get a 5, so we got something there. Rams 7, Seahawks got a strike, 49ers got a 6, Bills a 4, and a skunk for our first AFC team. Dolphins with a strike, Jets with a spare, Pats with a spare, Steelers with a strike, Ravens with a 3 and a skunk, Bengals with a 7, Bengals with a spare, Browns with a 7. And that is going to finish off today. Give us some more spins to be going. We only have 2 divisions left for next time, the AFC South and the AFC West. Okay, guys, so just so you know, this episode is getting posted at the end of the first week of free agency. Some of the players that are representing NFL teams and their colleges are no longer a part of that NFL team. Regardless of that, I am sticking with the list I made because I already recorded a lot of this stuff. Most of it was already taken care of and done. And right now, some of these players have changed teams. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get started. Okay, here we are, the final episode of College Football 25's portion of this video series. So far, we have completed all but the AFC South and AFC West. If you have not watched the first 3 videos, this might not make as much sense. Good idea at least to go watch the first one, listen to the explanation of how this works. I'm going to throw the rules up right now real quick for a quick refresh. And then we will start with the AFC South and the Texans. And I'm putting up right now our current status after finishing the AFC North. So here's where we stand with our last 2 divisions. The player from the Texans is Laramie Tunsil, Ole Miss. He was the best player at the time I made the list. We're going to go ahead and randomize their opponent. Virginia Tech is who we'll be going up against. And let's get going. We're going to start off with a run play with Ole Miss, try and do a sweep out the right side. Kind of cut up. Can we get there? Can we get a strike on our first play? Oh, we did get a strike. All right. That is a perfect way to start the AFC South. Next up, the AFC South, the Colts, Quentin Nelson, played at Notre Dame, randomized their opponent. Eastern Michigan is who we'll be going against with Notre Dame. All these playbooks are a lot different. I'm giving myself a short amount of time to go through and find the play. I do like these crosses here. This is like a mesh, so we'll give this a shot over the run, see if we can get another strike or at least get something in the positive. Ooh, A is open. Can he cut up? Can he cut up? Not quite, but that is an 8 to start us out. Maybe we get a spare. Maybe we just get a good wheel spin, which is still a good thing. And, oh, he got a spare. Okay, so we start out with strike and spare. Texans and Colts, AFC South is treating me well with their players in the colleges that I'm playing with for them. Next up, the Titans. L'Jarius Sneed. Played for Louisiana Tech, so let's go ahead and randomize Louisiana Tech's opponent. Looks like it's going to be North Texas. So let's get this going and try and continue this hot streak. We're going to try a run going out to the right again. That worked pretty well on that last one, but let's see if... Oh, no. Oh, no. Got stuffed in the backfield. That's a 0. Oh, boy. Let's see if we can correct this. We're going to try one of our mesh plays. We tend to do a little bit better with these, and we need to get at least 5 to get ourselves a wheel spin and not get skunked. He's open across, and that's going to get us 6. That's enough to get us... It's not a good wheel spin, but it's the riskier one. But a wheel spin is a wheel spin. Rather that than a skunk. Next up, last team of the AFC South, the Jaguars. Josh Hines Allen was the highest rated at the time I made the list. I'm going to go ahead and randomize their opponent going against Hawaii. See if we can get someone else here and maybe get a little bit better wheel spin, but continue this non-skunk going on here. The only other division I did not get skunked in was the NFC West, so let's see if this one will join that one. We're going to try a run to the right. I do like these sweep runs. They tend to do pretty well if I can get them out there. He's going to get caught behind the line, another 0. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got to get this. We're going to do another mesh play. Trying to get something. We got to get a wheel spin. He's wide open. And diving in. That's a spare. All right. Went from 0 to a spare. Finished off. We did not get skunked in the AFC South. That was our second division. Not having a skunk joining the NFC West. Let's see if the AFC West can follow suit and end this portion of the series on a high note. All right. The last division for picking our team, AFC West. The Chiefs is where we'll start. Travis Kelce went to Cincinnati, randomized their opponent, Oklahoma. That is going to be a tough one. For the Chiefs, we're going to start off with our mesh play. We're going against a much better defense than what our team is matched up against. We're going to try this mesh, try and get something going here. Throw the ball quick, get it out. He gets 2. Gross. Maybe we try that sweep out to the side. It doesn't always work, but we got to do something. Something's got to work for us. We got to get a Chief. I'm not going to get skunked on the dang Chiefs. All right, we're going to try the mesh one more time. It's a slightly different variation. I don't know, man. This might go badly, too. Let's see if we can get open here. Just going to quick throw, catch, and he got a, hey, not a spare, but a 9. That is a good wheel spin. That is better than nothing. Take that for the Chiefs. We'll see what we can spin with that coming forward. Next up, the Chargers. Derwin James Jr. went to Florida State. I'm going to randomize. They're going to be going against Wake Forest. Hopefully should give us a little bit of a chance. Maybe we can get another strike. I'd like to get one more strike before we finish this portion. Okay, going with mesh spot here. A little bit different for the inside crossers. They'd like to get guys open, so I have been kind of sticking with this. Let's see here. He's open. He might not get very far, but at least he will get 5. So we're guaranteed at least the 5, which is the harder wheel spin. But let's see if we can get this just a little bit better. I'm going to try and run this one. I'm going to run it up the middle. You can do a little. No, you can't really. I don't like any of the options in the play call change. You know what? We're just going to stick with what we got and try it out. Let's try and get a couple yards here. Oh, wow. Nowhere. Got nowhere. All right. 5 it is. Oh, that could have gone better. So 5 for the Chargers. That will be the risky wheel spin. At least we got the 5. It's kind of why I went with a riskier play on that as opposed to trying to get the extra, but I thought I might give that a shot. Next up, Denver Broncos. My Broncos. Pat Surtain, of course, the highest rated player. Current defensive player of the year this year. Let's go ahead and see what their random opponent is going to be. Arkansas, the Razorbacks. Let's get in there and try and get a strike so I can pull Pat Surtain for my team. And I have not done a play action in a while. We're going to give this a shot. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm hoping I can get one of these guys open, though, and get ourselves a strike right here. Float it. Nope. Intercepted. 0. Dang. Okay. I can't skunk on my own team. Come on, guys. We're going to try something a little different. Let's get at least 5, please, for the love of God. All right, he caught it on the back around, and he's going to get a 9. That is a good wheel spin. A 9 will be good for us for the Broncos. And now let's go on to our last team. So the last team on the list is the Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. Max Crosby, the highest rated player on that team, randomized their opponent going against TCU. See if we can get something good for our very last try here. I'd like a strike. We're going with my old favorite, the mesh spot. We have gotten some good stuff there, but we've also gotten some failures. So let's see. Let's try and pull this one off. He's open, cut. Oh, he didn't catch it. It was just outside. So that's a 0 to start us. We're going to do the same play again. I'm just going to be smarter this time and not suck as much. Get rid of the ball quickly. Cut up. 3. Oh, my good God. So we end up getting skunked for the Raiders in our last one. Could not get it done. That is unfortunate. All right. Well, not necessarily the high note we wanted to end on today. However, that's where we're going to sit. And we'll get going with the wheel spins on the next episode. So here's the updated sheet on where we stand after the AFC South and AFC West went. See how that's looking. I have already created the 3 wheels. So we have 3 wheels. We have the Madden position. So that is the spare, and I get to spin, and any player it lands on in that position I can take. So it's QB, offensive line, wide receiver, tight end, running back, defensive line, linebacker, cornerback, safety, special teams. Best player of any of those. So like I said, that one can be risky if I get special teams a couple times because I don't need multiple kickers and punters. Good wheel spin is the other one. So we have the good wheel. The good wheel has a list you'll see here. Mostly good stuff. There's some stuff that could kind of mess us up a little bit, but there's some really good things on here. And then the last one is the risky wheel spin. So the risky wheel spin is got some really good stuff. It's got an any on there. Some of it has to do with how the last name starts. So if I get a team where I have to pick someone that has the last name starting with S. So that could either be really great or it could suck, like really hard. So I got last name starting with B. So if I get that, like for example, on like the Eagles, Saquon Barkley, be great, but others maybe not so much. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to spin, and I'm not going to know what I'm spinning until I'm building the team. So I'm going to have to pick my player right after the spin. So each team going in the order we started. That way it gives it a little bit more edge on how I'm picking, and maybe I have to use a little bit of different strategy. So we will see you guys next time for that video when we switch over to Madden and start building our team and try and win ourselves a Super Bowl. All right, I'll see you guys then. Hey everyone, just a quick disclaimer before I get started with this video. I did start a lot of the recording and this video before free agency got started. So a lot of the players you're going to see me pulling from certain teams are no longer with the teams that they are being pulled from. It's just the nature of the situation and the timing of free agency and this video release. So just keep that in mind. And with that being said, let's go have some fun. All right, everyone. I have completed the first part of this build, which was getting all of my wheel spins and all of my possibilities for my players from college football in the bowling mini game. So now we're going to build our team, and then we're going to do simulating on the season and try and get to the Super Bowl and win ourselves a Super Bowl with this team that we're about to build. If you have not watched the college football bowling mini game section of this series, go watch it. It'll make a whole lot more sense in this video. If you do, I'm going to go ahead and put the rules that we used for the bowling game. And I will also put the results of how that went, so you'll understand what spins we're getting, and that way everyone can see what the results were without having to go back through and rewatch the entire series. So with that being said, let's get into it. Let's build ourselves a super team. We have completed everything. We are ready to start building our Madden team. I have cleared out the Denver Broncos. I've made myself the coach. as you can see, there is no one on this team. I have no roster. We're going to get started. Starting with the NFC East, we're going to go ahead and go to the Eagles. If you remember, I got a strike. Let me go steal someone from the Eagles to start this team build. Now, earlier on in that, we all know who I wanted to take there. Lane Johnson, at the time I made the list, was the highest rated. Saquon Barkley has now caught up to him as a 98 overall. So I said I wanted Saquon Barkley, so I'm going to take Saquon Barkley. I don't think you could start a team build any better than starting off with Saquon as your running back. And boom, there we go. Saquon Barkley, now a member of the Denver Broncos, our first pickup, 98 overall, X Factor, super stoked. And it brings our team up to a 53 overall, just having him as our only player on the team. So that'll be helpful. All right, next up, the Commanders, we got a 5, which means it's going to be a risky wheel spin. So let's go ahead and take on that risky wheel spin, see what we get. Click on that. And let's spin this bad boy and see what we get. $85 or lower. Well, let's take a look at their roster. Well, I don't think this could get any better for me to start out here. Now, I would love to start by building some defense, but I don't know. Oh man, do you take Jayden Daniels? He is the highest rated that I could possibly pick up. Has some other people you could pick up as well. That would be really good. But to be honest, Now come on, you couldn't expect me to not take Jayden Daniels. Great rookie quarterback, had an amazing season. So Jayden Daniels. I love Bo Nix, had to get rid of him because of how this is going to go, but got Jayden Daniels to match with Saquon Barkley. That is a great start to this build. So next up would normally be the Cowboys. I skunked on them, so I don't get to pick anyone. However, the Giants, I did get a strike, which means I get to pick any player from the Giants. So let's go take a look at their roster and see who we want to get. Okay, so we got a bunch of options here. We could take another rookie. Malik Neighbors did very good. You have some other really good players, but to be honest, we do want to start building this defense. Oh, there's also left tackle Andrew Thomas, 88. Let's take a look at him real quick. Star Dev. Dexter Lawrence. Superstar X Factor, 26 years old, 96 rated overall. I get to pick any guy. Let's start building our defense. All right, there we are. Dexter Lawrence wearing the Broncos uniform, moved over, 96 overall, superstar, X Factor, starting out our defense. Our team is now officially getting built. We are up to a 99 overall because our team is stacked with our 3 players that we do have. Next team up is the Lions for the NFC North. They were our first team in this division. It was the first spare we got. Now a spare, we'll go ahead and show this wheel that we're going to be using. The wheel we're using here only has positions. There is some risk to it because I could get, someone from special teams. That does mean I could get someone who'd be considered a returner. They have to be like a legit returner. I couldn't just say I'm going to go get Malik Neighbors or something, or, one of those players and say, hey, this is my returner. It's got to be someone who's returned. But regardless of that, we're going to spin, see what position we can get, and whatever position that we spin and land on, we can pick the best or whoever. Doesn't even have to be the best. We just pick whoever we want to pick. Let's spin this bad boy, see if we can get a wide receiver, maybe some defense, maybe a backup. Is it going to hit running back or tight end? Tight end would be real nice. Oh, God, you know who I'm picking now, though, right? All right, let's go pick up our player. And after getting tight end with the Lions, I had to go with Sam Laporta. He's already got an upgrade available. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade him, add him to our roster. He's already in the Broncos uniform, and boom, vertical threat upgrade. And he's getting even better, 87 overall. That is what I'm talking about. All right, moving on to the next team. We're going to go Vikings. Unfortunately, we did get skunked, so I don't even have a chance, Justin Jefferson. Packers, Jair Alexander. We did get a risky wheel spin with him, so we get to actually try and steal a Packer. So let's go ahead and load up that risky wheel spin and see who we get to steal. All right, we got our risky wheel spin. Oh, please be something not garbage. I'll take anything that's not complete terrible. Honestly, any player would be good for us right now. And 75 or lower. Nope, 65 to 80. So anyone that's 80 or basically lower in this situation. Not the greatest, but we will still take someone we can figure out who we're going to get a hold of from the Packers that's somewhere around a high 70s to 80. So we got Jaden Reed, who's a star. We could get Rasheed Walker. He's a star as well. I mean, wide receiver. You got a left tackle. I mean, honestly, even Quay Walker, he's a 79. You got Edgerrin Cooper, who's a... Oh, man, I actually got some pretty decent choices here to help us out. They're all stars, it looks like, for the most part. I kind of dig around here and we'll see what we come up with. Who do you think you would have taken, just out of curiosity? So I was having a little trouble figuring this out, but you know what? I'm going with Edge. I'm going with Edgerrin Cooper, 79 overall, rookie, hidden development. I think he's going to be a good addition to the defense. First middle linebacker. We do need to keep this defense getting built right now. We have some really good offense, and now we're adding on to our defense. So Dexter Lawrence, Edgerrin Cooper, starting off our defense. Next team on our list was the Bears, and we got a spare. So that means we get to use the spare position wheel. So let's go ahead and get that thing loaded up real fast, and we will spin it and see what we get. All right, we got our spare wheel set up. So we get to see who do we get to steal from the Bears, what position. Defense would be pretty nice right now. Defense, maybe a wide receiver? Or another running back? I guess we're going to get our backup running back from the Bears. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but you know what? We do need a second running back. So let's go ahead and snag that. Well, I got the best running back that the Bears had, DeAndre Swift. Not exactly the player I'd necessarily wanted to get from the Bears, but the spin is the spin. Got a halfback, so now we have a nice little backup there for Saquon Barkley. Funny enough, he did come from the Eagles, and now they're both on the same team as the Broncos. So there you go. All right, so moving on to the next division, the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons, and we got skunked. So actually, we're not going to be starting out with the Atlanta Falcons because we sucked with them. So we are going to be starting out with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We did get a spare there, so this is the position wheel. I swear, I really hope it doesn't land on another halfback. Let's give this bad boy a spin and see if we can get not a backup, but something. Ooh, linebacker. All right, let's go over and take a look who we're stealing. But we're going to go find linebacker. Let's go ahead. You know what? It's not going to. So let's go left outside linebacker. So we have middle linebacker. Oh, Levante David maybe. Or yeah, no. I think I'm going to go with Levante David. That's going to give us our second middle linebacker. He's a little bit older, but you know what? He is a superstar X Factor. He is highly rated, and we're going to go ahead and pick him for our next player, getting some good defensive players. Superstar X Factor Levante David is now a part of the Denver Broncos. Second linebacker, middle linebacker group looking really good. Need to get some offensive line at some point here, though. And some wide receivers would be nice. So we still got a long ways to go and see where we can get this team. So moving on from the Buccaneers, the Saints. I believe this is going to be the first time using our good wheel spin, which is, I'm actually kind of excited. Let's give this a spin, see who we get to go ahead and steal from the Saints. Oh, if I get two players, awesome. So 2 defensive players. They have to be 82 or lower, but that means we get to pick up 2 guys on one team from any defensive positions, 82 or lower. That should help us kind of fill in this roster a little bit. All right, so we got to pick 2 players. Now, Adebo was an 82 when we picked him up from the Saints. We brought him over, and he went up. And so we got him and Chase Young. So that's going to make our defense even better. So our first cornerback, shoring up this D-line, and we're starting to get this team going now. So next up, last of this division, Pardon me. The Panthers. That one is going to be another spare. So that means another wheel spin, but a different wheel spin. This is back to that position wheel spin. So let's go ahead and get that guy loaded up and show you guys. Let's see here. There she is. So let's spin this and see who we get to pick now from the Panthers. Maybe another cornerback. Oh, we're going to get our second cornerback. I will take it. Or is it going to go to safety? I'll take safety too. Cornerback. All right. So let's go over to the Panthers. Let's pick out a corner. Well, there are some options on here, but I think you guys know who I'm going with, realistically. I don't know who else you would pick in this situation. So, of course, you know I went J.C. Horn. He was the best, by far, option available. Sorry, Panthers. I know I just made you guys a little bit worse, but build my team. So, J.C. Horn, member of the Broncos. Starting cornerbacks are now sorted out. Need to get some wide receivers is what we need to do. So there we go. Looking at this defense, we're looking pretty good right now. So if you look at our breakdown now, we have 10 players picked so far. With the players we have an 89 defense, a 96 offense, and a 92 overall. But we got a lot of room to go. We still need an entire offensive line. We need wide receivers. We could use some backups. Some of the backup stuff, if I don't have enough based on how many players I get to pick, I will have to fill in some of this with just random free agents that I will pick after the preseason goes through. So that way I'm not getting any of the guys I dropped from the Broncos or anything by luck or something like that. So we'll fill that in later, but we're going to build our starters. And that brings us out of the NFC South to the last NFC team, and that is going to be the Arizona Cardinals. We got a 5. That is a risky wheel spin. So let me get that loaded up real quick, and we will take a look at who we get to pick from the Arizona Cardinals. Here is the risky wheel. Give me something decent. This one is risky. You get something great, you get something terrible. 89 to 90. Hey, dude, I'll take 89 to 90. That might get us a good wide receiver. Let's take a look. See who we want to pick up for that range for what we need. So 80 to 90 in the Cardinals. Not as many players as you'd think. So, I mean, Paris Johnson, left tackle. Honestly, kind of leaning towards him. We really do need to start that. You also have your center. He's a scheme fit. So is Paris Johnson Jr. You know what? I think we are going to go with O-line here, just simply based out of need. I mean, we could get our first safety, Jalen Thompson, or do we start building this O-line? Because we're going to need a hell of an O-line, and we're going to want to really go to line with our running back. So let me decide here. Paris Johnson Jr., left tackle, young dude, needed a good left tackle, one of the most important offensive linemen we're going to need to pick up. So here we go. We started our offensive line. I think that's super important, and I'm pretty happy with this decision. So, did you guys guess that's what it was going to be? Probably. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Next one's going to be the Rams. I did get a 7. It's another risky wheel spin. Risky wheel's already up. Spin it. Something crazy good, maybe? No? Anything? Any player that is normal development. Doesn't matter what their rating is. Any player, normal development from the Rams. All right, let's go take a look who they got. Okay. Lots of deliberation here. There's only a few options, realistically. They're kind of older guys. You have Darius Williams. Could pick him up. Could pick up another left tackle. And transition him to a right tackle, or a safety or another cornerback. So let me think about this. If I pick up one of these guys, they might change position, but it's still someone who I'm going to pick up and move over. All right, so I went ahead and picked up Darius Williams. I converted him to a safety from a cornerback. I have dropped him a little bit in overall. We needed that position. Maybe depending on what we get later, I'll shift him over to free safety or a backup cornerback. But for now, that's my pick. That's what we're going with. We needed to pick a normal dev. And unfortunately, there was not really any high normal devs. But you know what? We still got someone. We filled a position of need. We're going to move on now to the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks, I got a strike. So I get to pick anyone. I'm going to pick the best player available for my team. You probably know who it's going to be, but you know what? Let's go take a look and see what we're going to do. So now you know you had to see this one coming. DK Metcalf. We didn't even have a wide receiver yet. So he is our wide receiver 1, 88 overall, superstar X Factor. He's going to be a huge part of this team. Up to our last team in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers. I got a 6 on that one. That means risky wheel spin coming from the 49ers. Get this loaded up real quick. Switch over to that for us. So here's our risky wheel. Let's give this a spin. See what we're taking from the Niners. There's a lot of defensive players we could get there. Oh, if it stops on any, oh my God. That was the risky spin. I swear that I'm not, nope. I can't believe I got that. That makes me happy. I was worried. That is about as good as it gets. Oh, okay. Let's go take a look at their team, see who we want to pick up. Oh God, who do I pick? There are so many good options on the Niners. Oh man. You got the 99 overall left tackle. I already have a left tackle, but I could move him. Got George Kittle, 98 overall X Factor. Fred Warner, 97 overall middle linebacker X Factor. Nick Bosa, 96 overall, another X Factor. Christian McCaffrey, got Ayuk. We could really use that. Oh man, I need offensive line badly. I also need defense. I need another defensive lineman. I could move Fred Warner to outside linebacker. Oh boy. Oh, what am I gonna do? So this may or may not have been a great idea, but instead of taking one of the best offensive linemen, I wanted to short my linebacking core. I took Fred Warner and I took him from middle linebacker and I shifted him over to outside linebacker. So we'll see what that does for us. It makes our defense damn good. Defense is now a 91 overall. Offense still needs work, especially offensive line. I think we can still get some good players on offensive line. That may have been a mistake, but I really wanted to get the linebacker core kind of another X factor. So we'll see how that ends up treating me. However, I might move some players around. But that does it for the NFC. So let's go on to the AFC next. So to start out the AFC, we normally would go to the Bills. Unfortunately, I skunked on the Bills. So I don't get a chance to pick anyone from there, which would have been nice. However, we next get to go to the Miami Dolphins, where we did get a strike, which means I get to pick any player I want. So let's go take a look at the Dolphins and see what's going to be the best fit for our team in its current build. Oh boy. Okay, so there comes the other choice now. So do I add some defense? I already have quite a bit defensive wise. We haven't added some. We do need to build the offensive line. So Terran Armstead would be a big one. And there's Tyreek Hill. We only have one wide receiver. Might be nice to have Tyreek Hill on the other side of DK Metcalf. Offensive line super important too, though. Decisions. Oh boy. So a decision was made, and we have another wide receiver. Tyreek Hill joining the Broncos. 96 overall, super fast. Everyone knows that. So him on the other side of DK Metcalf. Got Saquon, Swift, Jaden Daniels. We've got a really good team going on. We need to fill in a few backups there in some areas. Having those two as 1 and 2 is perfect. We really got to start building this offensive line, though. Defense is looking pretty great still. Have a lot going on. Still need to pick up a safety, another defensive end, and special teams. We still don't have a kicker or punter. And yeah, that wouldn't be fun to not have those going in. So, but right now we have a 93 overall team. Doing pretty good. We have some risky wheel spins coming up, though, and I have gotten lucky on those so far, so that might not be the case coming up. But let's move on to our next team. So that was the Dolphins. We do have the Jets next, and that was a position spin because we got a spare. Let's spin for the best position we can get from the Jets. Let's see what we're going to get. Offensive line would be nice right about now. Or safety. All right, so we're going to have to pick we're going to pick a safety from the Jets, so let's go take a look, see what we want to do. All right, so the Jets have a ton of offensive and defensive players that I would have loved to play or pick up. Safety is apparently not one of their strong suits. I couldn't really think of someone who would have been the best for them. 88 speed for Clark, 78 overall, 76 overall, younger, 90 speed, 94 acceleration. So he might be a little bit lower. Oh, man, are any of these guys? I think they're all regular, normal dev. Well, Tony Adams is star. He's young. He could develop more. He's faster. So you know what? Welcome to the Broncos, Tony Adams. Okay, so Adams is now a member of the Denver Broncos. That almost completes our starting lineup for the defense. We just need one more defensive lineman, and defense is an 89. We have, some players that aren't exactly as high as, you could have gotten in certain places. We actually do also need another linebacker or so, but we're looking pretty good. This defense is looking pretty stout. Offense is looking absolutely bonkers. We need an offensive line though, so I really gotta start focusing on that. But all right, so that was the Jets. The Patriots, we also got a spare, so that means we're going back to the position wheel spin. Let's hope we get maybe an offensive lineman or something out of this. I honestly don't know who the Patriots I'd want to take, but let's see what we land on. I swear if it's running back again, cool. So we're gonna get our third running back. Maybe I could. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so we're over in the Patriots. They have Ramondre Stevenson, Gibson. I mean, honestly, I don't want another. I do not want another one. I wonder if one of these guys would convert well to a slot wide receiver. Well, Ramondre Stevenson, let's see. What are these guys? Any of these guys have good catching? Gotta do something. Catching, trap. Oh my God, that's awful. Antonio Gibson has much better catching traffic. Catching. Oh, yeah, dude. Short route running. Ooh, I like that. So this might sound dumb. We don't need a third starting running back. There is a little bit of a gap. However, Antonio Gibson, still star development. I might be able to convert him to a wide receiver, be a slot receiver. Be more helpful than having a third running back of this caliber with the two guys we already got. So let's take a look. Let's try and see if that'll work out for us. If I convert him to wide receiver, what would his stats be? So let's take a look. 72. You know what? That's not that bad. For now, let's keep him at wide receiver, actually. So I'm going to go put him at wide receiver. I know let me know if you think that's cheating, but you know what? If it makes me pick a running back and I find someone who is possible to be a third or fourth string wide receiver because we're stacked in one position, I think that's fair. Let me know what you guys think. Regardless, let's move on to the next one. We're shifting over to the AFC North, the Steelers. We got a strike with them, which means I get to pick any Steeler I want. So maybe let's go look. I don't know. Got a lot of gaps. I mean, obviously you have TJ Watt, true left outside linebacker. We kind of fiddled with that a little bit. That actually might be the play to kind of reorganize that linebacker position. You got Highsmith. You have a right end, which we severely need in Cam Hayward. Minkah Fitzpatrick, replacing one of our lower level safeties there. Oh, man. This is a tough call. Dang, man. That is, Okay, so I had the option to get a D lineman. I really wanted TJ Watt. I really like TJ Watt. So now he's our left outside linebacker. We reshifted the linebackers throughout our defense. Let's take a look real quick. So now we got Fred Warner as a right outside linebacker, Cooper and David, both middle linebackers, and then TJ Watt left. I think that is going to be a pretty stout defense there. 91 rated overall. We still need that, but we still also do need to eventually really address. We really got to get to this this offensive line. We could have the worst offensive line with some of the best players in the game. So after Picking that, we got skunked with the Ravens, so skipping them. And then Bengals, we did get a spare, so that is another position wheel spin. I really honestly just want this to land on offensive line. Well, do I with the Bengals? I don't know. So let's go ahead and take a look at the spin wheel. See what we land on there. It's going to land on something we don't really need, which is a corner. I guess we could use a backup cornerback, but let's go take a look at what the Bengals have to offer. So Mike Hilton, Cam Taylor-Britt, not bad players. I mean, they're good players. I don't know. Do I really need another corner? We're going to pick one up. You know what? We're going to go Taylor-Britt. He's younger. He's got star development, a little bit faster player. So we're going to go ahead and pick up Cam Taylor-Britt as an addition to our defense. He is now a Denver Bronco. Maybe he'll get moved around as well. Not sure. But for now, he's going to be our third cornerback on the list. 82 star. He's fast, and hopefully he'll develop a little bit over the season. Get even better than he already is. Oh, boy. The Browns. We got a 7 with them. So that is going to be a risky wheel spin. Risky wheel spin hasn't been as bad as I thought we could, but you know what? I said that, and now I'm probably going to regret it. Oh, God. Let's go over to it real quick. Spin the wheel. Oh, come on, risky wheel. Don't screw me. Oh, really? Okay. Last name starts with S. So we got to find a player whose last name starts with the letter S who is going to do something. I can't honestly even think of anyone right now. My brain just completely blanked. But let's go see whose last name starts with S on the Browns. There's really no one halfway decent with the last name S on this entire team. I wonder I drew a blank. Dude. What a bummer. I mean, technically we do need a backup tight end. We finally got kind of screwed on the risky wheel spin. So out of sheer necessity, we took a backup tight end and Jeff Swaim, backup tight end. Welcome to the team, Swaim. All right. Ugh, that sucked. Anyway, next up, we're going to go down to the AFC South. The Texans, we got to strike with. And if you can see this glaring hole right in the middle of this offensive situation here, you might know who I'm going to pick, who's on the Texans. All right, so you had to know I was going offensive line. I mean, honestly. Laramie Tunsil, left tackle, 95 overall. Can't do better than that right now. So now we moved Johnson Jr. over to the right tackle position. So we got our 2 tackles. And it auto-populated our Swaim fella right there as our left guard. That should not stick around. But let's take a look. So right now we have a 91 defense, 95 offense, 93 overall. Still looking pretty good. Need to fill in some last positions here. So let's keep this rolling. The Colts are the next team up. We got a spare, which means position wheel. Please land on offensive line. Please. Seriously. Offensive line. All right. Let's start this wheel again. Pardon me. Watch it spin. Watch it spin. Offensive line. Oh my God. Please, 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 please. Offensive line. Sweet Jesus. I swear I did not rig that. That actually happened. Oh, thank God. We get to pick an offensive lineman. Oh, yes. Okay. That's going to help us out a ton. Let's go to the Colts and find some sort of offensive lineman. We just need something. Because right now we got a 4th string level tight end as our left guard or right guard. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. It's awful. Oh my God, I forgot they have Quentin Nelson. That is freaking awesome. So yeah, you know who we're taking? We're taking Quentin Nelson, superstar, 92 overall left guard. I forgot he was even on the Colts. Awesome. And there we go. Left guard, Quentin Nelson, officially part of the team, 92 overall superstar. That is going to be massive, massive upgrade from our awful tight end we had there. 2 more spots to fill in the offensive line. 1 more spot to fill in the defensive line. Move some stuff around over here again. Trying to get this the best we can. Special teams, we do still need a punter and a kicker. let's move on. Colts, thank you so much. That was unbelievably helpful. So moving on from there is the Titans. We got a 6 with the Titans. That is a risky wheel spin. And this one, like I said, I jinxed myself last time saying, hey, we haven't gotten anything really bad from the risky. And then we ended up with a tight end with a 67 overall. So, yeah, let's see what the risky one decides to give us today. So spin that risky wheel. Come on, land on something. Land on something, not garbage. Oh, that is not garbage. 95 or lower. That's actually really, really good. Maybe that shouldn't be on there. Maybe next time I won't have something that good on the risky wheel. Because that kind of almost feels like cheating. However, that is what it landed on. Titans, 95 or lower. And that with the Titans, that's pretty much going to be anyone. So we're talking about needing to shore up the defense there. And yeah, I think Jeffrey Simmons. This will give us our last major starter on defense, and then we can focus on hopefully trying to get something else. There we go. Jeffrey Simmons looks really good in that orange. There we go. Dexter Lawrence right there in the middle. Young on the outside. Simmons on the right. You got Cooper, David, Watt, Warner. All right, so Jaguars are going to be the last for this division. We did get a spare. So let's go ahead and switch over. Madden position wheel. Give us a position. Hopefully we need or don't. I don't know. And it's going to be a linebacker. Okay, whatever. Not the end of the world. We have plenty of linebackers, but you know what? Always good to have more. We definitely need to figure out this offensive line situation. We only have 4 more spins left, and we're really going to need to sort this out. So fingers crossed we get some offensive line coming up, because this could be real crappy for us if we don't. So we had to pick up middle linebacker Devin Lloyd. Other player that we could have grabbed was injured, and it's really hard to move guys around that way. Regardless, middle linebacker was technically kind of a need, because we did have to move some guys from outside linebacker to middle linebacker to fill some spots. This will end up helping us out, I think. So welcome to the team, Devin Lloyd. And that is going to do it for that division of the AFC South. Moving on to the AFC West, starting with the Chefs, the Chiefs. That is a good wheel spin. So let me get that set up real quick, and we will spin away for the Chiefs and see if we can, I don't know, get an offensive lineman. Maybe I should have taken more early on. I was worried about that, and that could cause problems. So this is going to be our good wheel spin. Oh, no. Dang it. Okay. I was really hoping it was going to land on any non-QB offensive player, because we need an offensive lineman, but it's going to end up being a defensive player. So let's take a look at our needs here real fast. Grab a defensive tackle. So Chris Jones is defensive tackle, and that's who I was thinking of, and that's who we're going to steal. Sorry, Chiefs fans. Okay, so this defense is getting ridiculous now. So now we have Dexter Lawrence and Chris Jones for our defensive tackle. We might move some guys around. This defense is going to be insane. I don't even know if we need an offensive line. No, we do need an offensive line. This team is too stacked. I need to make this harder on myself next time, but we're going with the rules we set up from the beginning. We're going to finish this off and see what it does. Because right now our team is sitting at a 93 overall, 95 offense, 91 defense. Still need some offensive linemen, though. So let's see what's coming up next. Next up, the Chargers, a 5, a risky wheel spin. This might not be risky enough. Okay, clearly not risky enough. 95 or lower. I've already gotten that once. That's a pretty big win. Pretty big win, I think, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think maybe I made this a little too easy on myself, but regardless, like I said, sticking with it. So Chargers, let's go pick out anyone that's 95 or lower. Okay, so I actually made a last-minute decision, and I decided I wanted to go with Joe Alt. I really like Joe Alt. And he's a rookie, hidden dev. I don't know. That's who I wanted. He was lower overall, but we're going to have to move him. So we're going to move him from right tackle to right guard. And that's what I'm going to do. And I like this idea. So let's go ahead and get him thrown in there. There's our Joe Alt right there. So we only have a center left we really need to worry about. Hopefully we can get that in the last two teams. Second to last team, I apologize, is the Broncos. We got a 9. That is a good wheel spin. I'm definitely going to have to make this harder on myself. So let's get this good wheel going. This is this one. It'd be cool to get any 2 of something, like any 2 under 80 something or whatever, because that would really help us. Any non-QB offensive player. Cool. Well, let's go take a look at my well, wait, I got the Broncos. We're going to look at so I don't have the... Let's look. I'm going to look something up real quick. So, I went with Quinn Miners. I really like Quinn Miners. And I want him to be my center. And he is a scheme fit, technically. Does he play center? No. Does that shore up our offensive line finally? Yes, it does. So, let's take a look. Our very last team was the Raiders. Glad I got what I got, because actually I totally forgot about this. We skunked with the Raiders. So that was actually technically our last player we get to pick. Before we advance to week 1, whatever free agents are left, we can kind of pick among there to fill in some roster gaps. So we did not get our punter. We did not get a kicker. So we're going to have to sign whoever is available at the start of the season. However, our team is sitting at a 91 defense, 95 offense, 93 overall. I think that's more than possible for us to sim and get to the Super Bowl. This team could go undefeated. I may have made it too easy on myself.
1 week later.
All right, so you saw me pick all of the players, especially all of the starters. We filled out the rest of the roster with a bunch of free agents. There was a little bit of weirdness. For some reason, everyone has low morale, and I'm not really sure how. I think it's because I skipped something I didn't intend to. We did have to pick up random punter and kicker. Everything is kind of set up. We are simmed through the preseason. Ended up as a 93 overall, 95 offense, 92 defense. I want to sim to midseason. I'm not going to sim every game. We're going to sim to midseason, and we are going to see how this team is doing. Partway through, we'll look at some stats. Hopefully it's going well, because we have a really good team. You never know, though. Madden can be a little weird this way. So let's go ahead and sim to midseason. Click of a button. Oh, wait. Now a click of a button. Okay. God, I really hope this doesn't go poorly. We are 4-3. Seriously? That's surprising. That's not good. I was hoping it would be better, but let's take a look at some stuff, look at some stats, see how things are really going. So we're going to look at our schedule. We lost to the Seahawks. We let the Jets put up 49 points on us. And we lost to the Raiders. And we have, our defense does not look like it's doing that well with how stacked it is. Let's look at some stats on that defense. That, a little unsettling. So offense, 4th. What's our defense looking like? 28th. How is our defense that bad? Jaden Daniels, almost 2,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 picks, 72% completion. He's doing good. Let's see, rushing. Saquon averaging 5.4 per carry, 527 yards, 5 touchdowns. Seems a little low. Receiving, 516 for Woods, Laporta. Metcalf and Hill are somehow not leading the team. And we have, I mean, Laporta, I could see doing what he's doing. He's the number 1, but Woods is our number 3 receiver. 4.5 sacks for Watt. We have no one really doing an amazing job on defense right now. Williams got 3. It's not terrible. Not what I was thinking it would be. Maybe I'll change our defensive scheme. Maybe that's part of the problem. But yeah, for whatever reason, defense, with how stacked it is, should be doing a whole lot better. That is yowza. Not liking it. All right, we're going to sim a game, see what's going on. Maybe this will give us a little bit of an idea of why our defense is failing so horribly. We'll go ahead and go to next quarter at least and see what's happening. So Carolina instantly puts up points. We're going to go to end of game. We're just going to watch this, see what's going on. We get on the board, let up more points. So it's basically our defense is just not getting the job done. Our offense isn't doing terrible, but we should be dominating teams like that. And I think, did we just lose? No, we did get a win. We snuck by. Let's look at a few stats on the defense on that Super Sim. And compared to some of the other victories, that was a low-scoring game. Some of the sims we've had, we put up, we let up, 40-plus points. All right, Daniels had a iffy day. 2 touchdowns, 223 yards, but also 2 interceptions. Rushing, only 45 yards from Barkley on 9 attempts. Maybe we need to change some of this play calling. This is not going well. Woods, for some reason, we're not getting our main receivers involved on offense. Defensively, sacks. 0 sacks on the day. No interceptions. I also believe no fumbles. So basically, nothing great. So we're going to go make some adjustments. Hopefully that will solve some of our problems and get us into the playoffs. Adjusting so we have better scheme fit. I'm going to change up our playbooks. Hopefully this makes a little bit of a difference here. Okay, time to go to Super Sim real quick. We are going to go ahead and jump forward just to the next quarter. I want to see what we're going to do here. We did get a stop. We got 3. We got another stop. All right, things are looking a little better. So let's go ahead and go to end of game. See what we get. Yeah, defense is doing a lot better. Offense, not so much, though. Our offense, nope, actually defense has given up a little bit more. Tie game, they're up. Can we tie it? We did tie it. Don't give up. Nope, and we lost. Dang, man. Jaden Daniels throwing picks, man. I don't like that at all. Take a look. Rushing. Barkley, 6 carries. I don't think this Super Sim's working out for us very well, so let's go. But hey, DK Metcalf finally getting involved a little bit more, 129 yards. That's big. Still not amazing. Doing a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and sim to the end. Sometimes Super Sim is not very friendly, especially with the shorter quarters there. So we'll see what we can do. God, I hope we make the playoffs. Real suck to go through everything we went through to build this team just to miss the playoffs. Oh my God. I could have made a number of mistakes. I'm not really much of the I usually play a lot more, so doing this kind of management is a little bit new for me. So maybe there's some stuff for me to learn, and we can do something different next time that maybe doesn't take as much time to build the team, because that took a lot of time to build, and it would really, really stink to not even make the playoffs. 5-4 outside the playoff window right now. Go ahead and send the playoffs. Fingers crossed. Let's go. Come on. All right, moment of truth. We end up 12-5. All right, let's take a look at this playoff bracket, which means we made the playoffs. We actually ended up being the 3 seed. The Colts are the 1 seed on the AFC. Niners, 1 seed in the NFC. Started out not looking great. It looks like we basically almost won out the remainder. Let's take a look at stats for the year, see if things started going a little bit better. Offense ended up 5th in the league, so still hovering around where we were. Defense got a lot better, jumped up to 16th. So that's huge. We went from bottom half to more middle of the pack. Jaden Daniels, 37 touchdowns, great. 18 interceptions, not great. 73% completion, 4,500 yards, that is dang good. So, happy with that. Rushing, only 1,100 yards for Barkley. I'm wondering if maybe we had the right play style starting out. I didn't pay enough attention to that. It could have been a lot better. Receiving, Metcalf did take off, so did Tyreek Hill. They were below Woods, Laporta early on in the season, so the fact that they both made it over 1,000, 3 1,000-yard receivers, not a ton of touchdowns for them, but still spread it around, got some good yards. Defensively, hopefully things got a little bit better. We did have 2 players that got double-digit sacks, but 10 and 10 for Jones and Watt. Warner with 4. Like, with this defense, we should have had a whole lot more than that. Interceptions, 5 for Williams, 2 for David, Troy Hill, 2. So we had a number of interceptions, nothing incredibly crazy, but still some goodness there. Forced fumbles, 2 fumbles on the entire season for the whole team. That is awful. Okay, let's take a look and see. MVP, we did not even have anyone on the list. Josh Allen got MVP. AFC, Offensive Player of the Year. Barkley got 8th. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody. Offensive rookie, Jaden Daniels. Hey, we got an award, yearly award, Jaden Daniels. Offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. We didn't really have any rookies on that side, really, so not expecting that. Best QB, yeah, Allen. Running back, Barkley came in second. Could have been worse. We did make the playoffs. We were not a wild card team, so we do have a home game coming up. Oh, and we are going to advance just to the divisional. Please. Fingers crossed. Let's go. Come on. We won 42-14. What? Well, that's awesome. Let's take a look at our stats here. So, Jaden Daniels had a hell of a day. 277 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 76% completion rating. That's a lot better than some of the other stuff. Saquon, 63 yards, not huge, but he did get a touchdown. Jaden Daniels had 24 yards rushing. Receiving, Hill and Metcalf, top of the list. Metcalf with 3 touchdowns. Oh my God. That is awesome. Defensively, 3 sacks on the day. Warner and Watt. Looks like 3 interceptions. So Taylor Britt, David, and Lloyd all got picks. That is great. So that is what we need to do the rest of the postseason if we're going to make this Super Bowl run. Making things a little bit better. We did see improvements on the defense throughout the season after we made those changes. So sim to the next week, conference championship. Can we beat the Ravens? They did beat us. They didn't kick our butt too hard. We watched that one. Wasn't terrible, but we did lose. So let's go ahead and sim. Fingers crossed. Come on, guys. And we did win 28-20. Let's see what the team did for us today. Jaden Daniels still had a pretty good day. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 278 yards. Pretty good rating there. Rushing, Barkley, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 79 yards, 13 attempts. Not a ton. Daniels, 25 yards. Woods led this time, 5 for 120 yards and a touchdown. Hill got a touchdown. Metcalf was really quiet compared to last game. 1 reception. Let's take a look. Defense. Did we do a lot more on defense this time? 2 whole sacks, not a ton. And interceptions, 1. So defensively, not as good of a game, but we still got the victory, which means we're going to the conference championship. See if we can get a victory there and get to our Super Bowl. All right, we're going to go ahead and advance to the next week. Let's make this Super Bowl. Come on, guys. They can do it. They have been kicking butt. And the Super Bowl, oh, we did win. It's there off on the right. Ooh, we did win. We beat the Bills 24-16, and we're going against the Vikings. There's the 7 seed in the NFC. I did not see that one coming. Wow. And they beat the Eagles 31-23. Okay, well, let's take a look at our stats for that game. All right, Jaden Daniels, not quite as good of a game. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 62% completion, 79 rating. So he didn't have the greatest day. Barkley, though, 121 yards on 21 attempts, 2 touchdowns. That was his big day right there. Receiving, not going to see a lot of numbers because there wasn't a ton, but you know what? Barkley did get the 1 touchdown receiving. So basically, Barkley was the MVP of that game for sure. Defensively, let's see how we stood up here. We got 2 sacks again. Nothing major. Looks like no interceptions, no forced fumbles. So defense is doing enough to get by. Nothing spectacular, but we're getting the wins. Okay, so the other sims we did were a little bit too fast. I did slow this one down. I want to kind of watch it a little bit, and I extended the clock a little bit, so that way should be a little bit more going on here, because I think this is going to be more fun to watch. So let's go ahead. Let's just sim to the next quarter and see where we sit. Sacked? Oh, that's not good. There you go, 9-yard rush. Come on, Barkley. Come on, Denver. Oh, dear. And we got a punt. Sack, 10-yard loss. That might bring him out of field goal range. 4th and 13. That did. Another punt. This would not be a very fun Super Bowl to watch in real life. Saquon not doing much. He's not averaging a whole lot. We're going to have to look at his stats after. 11-yard reception for Tyreek Hill. Finally getting some first downs. 5 yards for Barkley. Let's go. And 2-yard loss. 3rd down and 8. And a penalty. Offside. Oh, my God. Or, I don't know. Was that holding and penalty on the defense? Automatic first down. Reception. Okay, so we're in. Okay, now we're moving the ball. Let's go. Come on, get these guys involved. And a 3-yard loss. Seriously. Second and 13. 9 yards. 3rd and 4. Let's get first down. Come on. Incomplete. All right. Are we going to get a field goal then, I guess? So, oh, whoops. All right. First points. 1 minute left in the half. The first half, it is 3-0. Hopefully we can stop them. There's a sack right there. I believe we do. No, I think they get the ball first. So if we get the stop here, that would be better. Injury report. So they got an injury on their offensive line. Justin Jefferson dropped a ball. What? All right. So they did not score. They are starting off the second half here. All right, they're moving down the field, which is not what I want to see, and they got a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, touchdown reception, extra point is good. They are up 7-3. We need our offense to do well. 8-yard rush by DK. That's a little weird, but I'll take it. First down, Saquon. There we go. Now we're starting to move the ball a little bit. And I mean a little bit. Some of these plays are throwaway pass. Come on, guys. 3rd and 7. Hey, Tyreek getting involved. And another first down. Oh, come on. Get this touchdown, boys. Right there. And goal. 7-yard touchdown, Robert Woods. All right. 3-point lead is back. Defense needs to stand up. We need to get some more points on this. Oh, boy. Okay, there's a penalty. So that's how it moved. I didn't really see that, but we're still got the ball. We're still moving. 2nd and 4. We're in field goal range. Could make it a 6-point lead. Interception. Oh, no. That's the opposite of what we wanted. 2.5 minutes. They're driving to either tie or take the lead. Penalty against the offense. Okay. Oh, 2nd and 14. Get a stop here, boys. Sack. There we go. TJ Watt stepping up big. Another sack. TJ Watt again. 3rd and 20. 9-yard reception. 4th and 12. They might be in field goal range. Let's see. 7-yard reception. Broncos take over. 50 seconds left. Any timeouts? They got some. They're using them. Just got to hold on to it. Kneeling out the clock. We win the Super Bowl 10-7. Not the game I was expecting. I feel like that would have been a really hard, boring game to watch. Yowza. But hey, we did it. The team we built using bowling on college football got us our spins, got us our team, had to make some adjustments. Some of these games, they looked really awesome. We were scoring tons of points. Come to the Super Bowl, 10-7 game, get the win regardless. I'll take it. Those last couple sacks by TJ Watt were exactly what we needed to stop that drive when they got the ball after that interception. Oh, man. I don't think there was a lot of offensive work here. So let's take a gander. Player stats for the Super Bowl. Look at the Broncos. 18-25, touchdown, interception, 204 yards. That interception at the end almost cost us the game. Saquon Barkley, 11 rushes, 41 yards. It was really weird. You'd see some games he's getting 20 carries, 100-plus yards, and then days like today. He was not doing great, though, 3.7 on the average. Hill got some good receptions in. Woods got the touchdown. Not a huge day, particularly for anyone, but enough to get it done. Now, sacks. Simmons, it said TJ Watt on both of those sacks, I thought, but it's giving him credit to Simmons. He had tackles for losses, though, with TJ Watt. No interceptions, no forced fumbles or turnovers on our side. 5 sacks on the day. So there we go. We did win the Super Bowl. We got through it. It did not look good at the start of this season. Things got a little bit better. Playoffs looked even better. Super Bowl, kind of a dud as far as our offense was concerned, but we pulled off the victory. And I feel like that's a success. So after all of the game playing on both college football and Madden, we got there, we got our goal, we got to the Super Bowl, and we won the Super Bowl. So thanks, guys, for watching, sticking through all this. It was a lot of work, a lot more than I actually originally had thought. So I had a lot of fun doing it though, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought. Please like, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.